Loquitur. Perfect. Ready? Here we go. Greetings and welcome to Meet Me at the Painting Table. Sorry for the little bit of a delay there, but we are here. I'm here with Loquitur Gaming. He is with me as well. He is going to be the one painting over there. It is super good to have you here. Thank you so much for joining me. Oh man, looks like you got an awesome miniature there to paint.
I do. I have a couple of things from Adara.
Nice.
I'm going to be testing out the Army Painter speed paints on them. Just came in the mail yesterday.
Sweet. I'm all for it. I'm excited to see some of those. Awesome to see some of you guys in the chat already. It is super, super good to have you here. Thank you so much for joining. Looks like Broccoli Dawkins is here. Howdy, howdy. Good to see you. Excited to have you here. Now, you're painting that. I got another little special surprise. So, for everybody knows, I do play Dungeons and Dragons quite a bit. Let's see here. What did I do? What did I do with him? Oh, here he is. Okay. So, my goal tonight is one of my friends that plays Dungeons & Dragons with me. He gave me his miniature to paint up, so I have to paint up his miniature, and that's going to be sweetness. That's what I'm doing tonight. So we'll see how this goes. Let's see what I got. Painting camera right there. So here he is. This is Tarkleby. He is a bard. He is a poet. That's what he is. He's a poetic bard with a little guitar-y on his back. That's what I'm painting. It's pretty sweet. What is this? There we go. Perfect. Yes, my wife is here. She says Tarkleby is here. Yes, he is. He is here, and he is going to get painted. That is my plan. Let's see. What?
Tarkleby?
Tarkleby. Yep, Tarkleby. That is the name. That is what I'm going to be painting. So, let's see here. First off, where are you from, good sir?
I live right now out in Sacramento, California.
Nice. Nice. Sacramento, California. That's good stuff. Love it. What got you into the hobby?
I started painting miniatures a long time ago when I was a teenager, playing D&D with a friend and my friend's dad.
Nice. But now,
That was a long time ago, and then I was out of it for a while.
Okay.
And then came back to it around probably 2009-ish, 2008, 2009-ish.
All right. Pretty sweet. Love it. So now you're painting Madara. I'm guessing, is that like one? Now I'm sure you have favorite games and games you're looking forward to playing, and other games that you have played in the past. What are some of those?
So I've been doing some Kingdom Death Monster.
Mm-hmm.
I just finished Sleeping God campaign on the channel.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to probably a lot of the same stuff that everybody is, like Oathsworn and
Yeah.
Aeon Trespass Odyssey. The digital Jaws of the Lion comes out next week.
Well, that'll be pretty
on the
sweet.
Haven app. Yeah.
Nice.
It looks like OBS is not super happy with my camera feed. It keeps freezing and stuff.
Doesn't like it, huh?
Okay.
Oh. All right. Well, I'm just looking at
It'll probably
Tarkleby
be
here,
fine.
and I'm trying to figure out what we're gonna do. I think we're gonna do some dusty pants, or maybe some blue jeans on him. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do here. And then he's gonna got a coat here. I think I'm gonna kind of work on that coat too and see what we can do. Let's see. A friend of mine gave me a picture of it. I'm going to see if I can... The guy who actually... This is his character. He gave me a picture. I got to take a look and see what I can see with the picture here. See if we can kind of do something similar to that. That's our goal here a little bit. So you just got the speed paints.
I did. So I'm going to work on some of these Madara Earth Loas.
Nice. Oh my gosh. All right, here we go. Here's what we're looking at. We'll see if we can do something like this. So, by the way, in case people are wondering, this is another Hero Forge miniature that that my friend has picked up for himself for his character. So we're going to paint another one of those. Let's see here. I'm going to go to here. We're going to see it. Oh, yeah, Eric Danielson is in the chat. Going to be sweetness. This is true. Major sweetness here. Now, this was a pre-copy of it, and then he changed it a little bit. That's today. Andrew, good to see you. Good day. Awesome, awesome. Good day, good day. Glad to have you here. I'm going to be painting up a little cowboy guy here. So we'll see how this goes. But it looks like he's got this black coat that's got trim on it. Sure, of course. Why not put some trim on it? Couldn't just make it all one color, right? Too easy. His hat looks very much like any good cowboy hat would look like. And he's got a little mandolin or guitar on his back. So we're going to go with that. It looks like he's got kind of a, maybe a reddish looking pants down here. Maybe some leather, maybe. So our goal is to make him look like this. That's our goal. I don't think we're going to get as close as we can get. That's our plan. That's our plan. Do you think Eldritch Horror will get a second edition anytime soon? And would you want one? I would. I would want one. I have never played Eldritch Horror, and I've heard lots of good things about it, and I would like to get my hands on a copy of it someday. How about you? Have you had a chance to try Eldritch Horror? Do you play much of it?
I have never played Eldritch Horror.
No.
I have a copy of second edition Arkham Horror that I got recently, but I'm gonna save that for probably October.
Okay, that's a good
Halloween
one.
Kind of.
I like it.
Play.
I am going to be using my. I'm going to be doing what do you call it? Arkham Horror is what I'm going to do. The third edition is my plan here. That's going to be my plan. So let's see what that goes. So I'm going to start with. We're going to start with Gilliman's Flesh. I always start with Flesh because I'm not good at it. So I just like get it done, get Flesh done. I never have any tricks. I don't know if you have any tricks about Flesh or not, but I don't have any tricks.
No. I usually start with Flesh too, like you said, just to get it done. But no tips really. Just, I mean, painting is if you can learn to base coat, wash, and dry brush, you're like 95% of the way there.
I agree. It's a little. That's kind of the big trick. I do have noticed with contrast in even in the speed paints now though that I have to be a little bit more careful. I have to be a little bit less sloppy. Because some of those you can't paint on top of them.
Yeah, I think my feed is like completely frozen there.
Oh no, that's no good. Let's see what we can do about that. Wonder if there's anything I can do about that. Steve says no tricks, but I do have a plan. This is true. I usually always do have a plan. Let's see if I can go back to.
Well, I figured I would be the contrarian since you have a plan. I'll just willy-nilly.
Well, I've got you over here on my end. You seem to be moving around. I just gotta get you a better camera angle there. There you are. Nice to see your painting again, good sir. Yes, yes. And I even we got painting with pals today. We got painting with pals. Loquitur Gaming is with us. That is the plan. He is painting up Madara. I'm painting up a Hero Forge mini of my friend's character from D&D. So he is right here. This is Tarkleby. Tarkleby is the guy we're painting up. So I got the flesh done. I thought the question is he wearing gloves or not? I always got to figure that out. I don't know if they're wearing gloves. He is not wearing gloves. So we're going to paint his hands too. Now you were saying you use a wet palette too sometimes, don't you?
Yeah, for my regular acrylic paints, I use a wet palette.
Now, have you tried them with? You just got the speed paints today, so you probably haven't had a chance to try them on any type of thing like that, have you?
No, this is the first application.
Nice. Earth Loa, I love it. They are monsters for sure. Better bring some magic to that. They're pretty good against resisting, what is it? Normal attacks, if I remember right. I need to get back to Madara. I haven't gotten back to Madara. How far have you gotten to Madara?
I've not started yet.
Oh, well that's going to be awesome. When you get to that game, that'll be so much fun. And if you know anything about me, it's one of my favorites. I talk about it quite a bit. That's the deal. Is Tarkleby's mustache fake? My friend whose miniature this is, he did say that his request is that this person has blonde hair, but then a brown mustache, because he says this guy's got a fake mustache, but nobody's ever figured it out yet. My gaming group that we play Dungeons & Dragons with does meet every Saturday, so we do get a chance to see each other quite a bit. And it's composed of a couple of my people I used to play in a band with, And it also is composed with a couple of my closest friends that we play, or my closest friend and his wife. And we've gotten really close with all the Dungeons and Dragons we've been doing. So it's been really fun, and my wife plays as well. It's a good way to get, and it's interesting because this is something I've been working towards for many, many years that people probably didn't. I slowly got to this point. Over the course of time, I'm buying all these dungeon crawlers and all these big games for them to try out with me over the course of time. And finally, I got to the point where it's like, okay, we played all these awesome games. Maybe we should just try Dungeons and Dragons. My wife goes, yeah, I think we could try that. So, and we haven't looked back. It's been that much fun, which is fantastic. And I'm glad everybody's having a good time. But and so now it's my job to get through all these dungeon crawlers and everything, which is pretty awesome. Now, do you play much Dungeons and Dragons anymore, or is that just kind of an old past thing?
No, I just played when I was younger
Yeah.
with that friend, and didn't have the time for it really
Right.
anymore after that.
It is a time commitment. It's also kind of hard to find all those people to kind of get together. And we do it all in person. We decided not to use any of that Roll20 or anything. So there's not much hair on this guy. It's just right in the back. So I'm just kind of really touching in there. It's really tough to see what's going on. But so the flesh is done. I got some hair in there, and then we got to put a brown mustache on him at the end here. It's gonna be pretty awesome. Now what are we gonna go for next? Okay, this will be kind of tough. He's got this black coat. I think we're gonna do the black coat. And I'm still a big fan of the contrast Black Templar paints. One of my favorite paints they have. I really like that one. I don't know if you're a big fan of it or not.
Yeah, it does a good job with leaving a nice highlight.
I've always had a hard time with blacks in the past. Now, if anybody's interested, you should check out Loquitur's channel. He has a huge Kingdom Death playthrough. It's awesome. Now, you said your Kingdom Death is almost always set up, right, or something?
Yeah, it is now. It's inside the well of my gaming table.
Inside the well.
And then
Nice.
I record other stuff on top of the table.
Nice.
Just a lot to put away with that game.
Oh, it is. I used to take it apart and re-put it back up all the time when I was recording it. Because I do like one a week, but then I'd also throw some other games on as well. And I didn't have any way to play games on top of my table. At the time, I had young kids. Or I shouldn't say young. They were younger. So I was always afraid to leave them with the game up. I mean, it's Kingdom Death. Also, some of the stuff might not be for them, you know.
Yeah, most of it.
Yeah, most of it. That's awesome. Oh, for sure. So I am working on this guy's little coat here. That's my plan. How you digging the speed paint so far?
It's going on pretty good. The only thing is, I have these guys Zenithal highlighted,
Okay.
and I'm wondering if the dark parts are a little too dark for the color to show through properly, but it might be okay.
Now, do you normally Zenith prime your miniatures, or just happen to do it for these?
I normally do.
Nice. And what is Zenith priming? For those that don't know, you can find out.
So you put a darker color all over the mini first when you prime it, and then a lighter color. You kind of go from the top, like where the light would be coming from.
Okay.
So that just naturally creates a shadow.
Nice.
And I oftentimes I don't use black, and I have a hard time with white primer
Okay.
usually. So sometimes I use like a dark brown for the dark color, and then a really light tan or something for the light color.
Okay.
And I use like I think it's Rust-Oleum camouflage paints
Oh.
from the hardware store to prime with.
Okay.
Because they're cheap. They're cheaper, and they bond to plastic. You got to make sure the can says that it'll work on plastic.
Okay. I didn't know that. I never ever thought of getting stuff from the hardware store. I've been using my airbrush more than anything else to prime my minis. It works pretty good. And it's actually paid for itself in primer because I used to get the GW stuff all the time, and so I'd like it'd be pretty expensive to keep buying those. Oh, man, was it like $20 a spray can for those stuff? Oofda. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah, I think at the hardware store you pay, I don't know, maybe it's $5 or $6 or something now for one of the Rust-Oleum cans.
Nice. Now, how long have you been doing your channel?
It started in the summer of 2020, so during the pandemic.
Okay.
Something to do.
Uh-huh. Is that kind of what got you into it? Is during the pandemic, you had a little extra free time, going to get into it, stuff like that?
Yeah, just home all the time. And I had all these games, and we had just moved up to Sacramento. Actually, not just, probably about a year and a half or so.
Okay.
And I had a really good gaming group down in Southern California, but I didn't have anybody yet to play games with here in Sacramento. And I had all these games, like, well, I guess I'll just play on YouTube or something.
That's not a bad way to start. That's actually exactly how I kind of started, too. Not a lot of games, didn't have a lot of people to play them with. My wife is a teacher, so a lot of times, and especially during the school year, she's pretty beat by the time once the kids go down. So we just started doing games after that. That kind of became the deal. Put them on the line and had a good time. My first one was Madara. Or not Madara, sorry, it was Myth. Myth was my first game I ever put on. It was super cool. Super cool. Oh, my wife, here she is. And we have an oofta. Yes, I did. I did say oofta, didn't I? Oh my gosh. And with my D&D group, they could defeat any monster I threw at them, but a locked window would stop them in their tracks. That's Steve. Steve, you're hilarious. Oh, it's funny you should mention that. My group actually came across a single safe. They took out like this huge giant night hag and this like huge like flesh golem creature. Just totally took them out. Had a great time doing it. Couldn't open the safe. Everybody tried to pick the lock. Some people tried to throw it against a wall. Nope. Couldn't get it open. It's pretty funny. Made me laugh. Okay, I'm getting close to finishing off his coat here. Wow, I have to admit, as you start painting one of these Hero Forge miniatures, it really starts to come into life. Because I looked at it earlier today and I was like, I don't know, this guy might not be all that great, but there's some really cool detail on this miniature, which is pretty good. That's pretty neat. Steve, I had a pile of treasure sitting in a room with only a locked window stopping them. They couldn't get to it. And then, of course, my wife and another member of a D&D group are on. They're watching me paint Tarkleby. They're excited to see this guy, and they do not want to talk about our safe. The safe is mocking them. That's the deal. Love it. So what do you got coming up on your channel? More Kingdom Death, I assume?
I do, and I will be playing that Jaws of the Lion digital for Gloomhaven. I have a bird cycle coming.
Oh, yeah.
In the mail. And I'm trying to decide. I might do some Lord of the Rings LCG or Arkham Horror LCG.
I'm a huge fan of Arkham Horror LCG. The Lord of the Rings one I'm also a huge fan of. The one I'm not a huge fan of is the Marvel one. I'm not a big fan of that Marvel one. Just didn't hit me right. I don't know if you've played much of it, have you?
I did. I played it probably for the first year or so, but then I got out of it. There was just too much stuff.
From Fantasy Flight Games? No.
I just decided to stick with the Arkham Horror.
It's a good idea.
And then when Lord of the Rings came out with its new starter decks, I got those. I mean, I had Lord of the Rings. I had everything for Lord of the Rings, and I did a huge game purge last summer in 20, or maybe it was 2020. I can't remember.
Wow. And you purged your Lord of the Rings. Oofda. That's something
I
else.
did right before they announced that they were relaunching everything. Like, oh, that's nice.
Well, it's kind of a good thing because now that they're launching everything, it probably wouldn't have been that. People probably wouldn't have jumped at it as much.
That's true.
Another member of our group is saying, "Why am I bringing up bad memories about the safe?" All right, I'll move on from the safe. The safe was sad. Safes and windows. I'll make sure to put a window in front of people next time. We'll see how that goes. I'll tell you how it goes, Steve. Whether or not they get through the window. Love it. He's got.
I don't know if there's anything I can do on my side for the feeds. It's not for
It's not liking you, huh? Let's see here.
freeze.
Sadly, I am not a genius at this.
It's okay. It could be a painting and chatting with pals.
There we go. Painting and chatting with pals. Yeah, it moves around a little bit. First a little bit. Okay, let's see here. We got to try to get. He's got something going on. Okay, there's a lot going on inside this little chest area here. He's like got a rope in there. So I'm going to try to just kind of barely get in here and kind of paint a little bit in here. And see what we can do. Wow. Now you just got done. Were you working on your Phoenix a little while ago?
Yeah, that was my weekend project. Last week.
That's awesome. If anyone wants to see some really awesome Kingdom Death miniature models painted up, please go check out your Loquitur. What? I can't even say your name ever right.
It's Loquitur.
Loquitur. And why is it Loquitur?
So it's from a legal phrase, right? Ipso Loquitur, and I'm trying to get a handle like online when you're playing. You know, like I used to play WoW and other MMOs and stuff online. Trying to come up with a unique name or whatever is almost impossible. So I just thought that word sounded cool.
Yeah. So that's where it came from, huh?
Yeah.
I like it. So that's kind of I just use my name most of the time because it's so unique to begin with. Barrett is my name, and it's super hard to. I haven't met too many of them in my life. I've actually only met one, and I'll tell the story. I met one person named Barrett, ever, and I met him, believe it or not, at a changing room in J.C. Penney's. That's where I met him. I was young, and my mom made me buy some school pants or whatever for like grade school. And so she sent me to go try them on, and she yelled, "Hey, Barrett, come out here." And this older gentleman walked out, and his wife was there as well, and she's like, he looks at her and goes, what did you want? And she's like, "I didn't say your name, she did." And then, of course, I come running out, and lo and behold, we met a Barrett for the first time ever. We were both pretty surprised that we met another Barrett. That's a pretty unusual name. Let's see here. I think we're getting. Oh, that's kind of cool. Okay, so I think we're good there. Okay. Oh, this is gonna be awesome.
Speed paint to dry.
I have noticed it takes a little bit longer than the contrast to dry.
If I can, I guess I could show what the Zenithal did to it. Maybe since the feed is working, if my camera would focus.
That's the best part about cameras.
So you can kind of see on this side where on the top it's a little lighter.
Yeah.
Than on the back on the bottom where the.
Oh yeah. Okay. That's pretty sweet. Yeah, I've never tried that. I should maybe give that a shot sometime.
And now I gotta coach the camera to focus back down here.
Of course, that's the best part. All right, so we got his coat done. I think that's going to be calling it done. Now, I'm going to try to get some. There's some rope in here we're going to get. I want to get his top part. Okay, so he's got a white part coming through here. Okay, I got a plan for that. Oh, somebody said that Eric has said that he has met a another Barrett back in the day. He was an exchange student. I have never met any Barrington as an exchange student. I was an exchange student, but never met a Barrett exchange student. I
Here, I've got
traveled.
my Phoenix here while that stuff dries. I guess I can show.
Oh
some
my
stuff.
gosh, that thing is awesome. Look at that thing. That thing is out of control. I am gonna. That's amazing. I'm gonna turn myself off here because that's awesome. Wow. And I love the flesh you did on that, which is really cool.
Yeah, no, we're gonna...
Sure. Oh, it does. It looks awesome. See? That's what a good miniature looks like when it's done being painted. That's really cool.
And I really like embellishing the bases and stuff. So adding all this like greenery and stuff. Oops.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd you go? To the base.
Yeah. I really like what they did. He did a fantastic job. And one thing I like about the miniatures is, unlike some places that when they make miniatures, all of a sudden they're like, oh, this would be a great miniature. And they put it out and everybody's playing and they're like, I can't even put a model under it. Or I can't get next to it because this thing's like flailing out all over the place. Where that one's like, its wings are up. You can put all the people around. Everybody could base that thing without any problem as you're fighting it.
Like her, what's her name? Is that Remy?
Yeah,
Oh,
Remy.
like
Remy's out of control. Remy's out of control. Yeah. Remy needs new wings. Kanji, good to see you. Thank you for joining. Oh, it's awesome. Me and Loquitur, aha, got it right, are painting up some miniatures together. I'm working on Tarkleby. Tarkleby is my friend's Dungeons & Dragons character. Meanwhile, he is working on some Madara figures, Earth Loas, if I remember right. Steve says it looks amazing, by the way.
Thanks, Steve. I'm waiting Kanji for some speed paint to dry on this Earth Loa. So I want to come in with a dry brush for some of the green highlight on the top. So Barrett showed his picture earlier of what he's working on. I'm trying to get that green glow on the top. And then there's some other rocks that I want to pick out because the picture has some other rocks in different colors. So after that speed paint dries, I'll pick some of the individual rocks out with color and then dry brush on the top.
That's a good plan. I like it.
This is one, since we're like talking about tips and tricks and stuff. This is my dung beetle knight, and I just wanted to talk or show some of these real quick. I really like these. So these are from a company called Turbo Dork. They're turbo shift paint.
Okay.
And they rotate through like a color spectrum as it moves in the light.
So that is astounding.
I don't know if you can see it kind of shifting from purple to green and blue and stuff.
That's a paint? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be bought tomorrow.
And then there's a different color. There's like a green to black color on the wings. You can kind of see it shifting in the light there.
It does. That is unbelievable. Wow. What's that called?
They're from a company called Turbo Dork.
Turbo Dork. All right. That's in my cart tomorrow.
They're called Turbo Shift paints.
Wow. I'm definitely going to get those. Those are really cool looking.
You have to follow the directions that they give, because some of them like to go over straight black paint and other ones like to go over straight white paint, but it'll say on the bottle.
Oh, interesting.
But it comes out looking really awesome.
Yeah, those look really good. I have to try to get those. Yeah, there's a lot of people right now saying, looks awesome. Eric says he's buying it tonight. He's buying it right now. Kanji thinks it looks awesome. Yeah, I think every person that's watching the stream or sees this again is probably buying it right now. I'm guessing that is the plan.
Yeah, they are cool.
I'm working on Tarkleby here. I kind of got a lot of his working still this big coat he's got, and I want to go around it from here. And then I want to keep this part, I know it's kind of hard to see, but I want to keep this part up here white because it looks like he's got these white thing here going on. My wife says that it would look really cool on fairy wings. This is true. That paint would look good on fairy wings, wouldn't it? Okay, let me bring it down in here. So we're going to paint all along the edges here of this brown here. That's the plan. Looks like I froze you again somehow. See, he's got this neat little thing that kind of runs along his entire coat here. It's kind of like a seam here that kind of I want to make brown. Because I want to be a little bit different than the other stuff. And after we're done, I might dry brush some like dusty color onto this. We'll see what happens here. There we go. Are you still with me? I might have lost Loquitur. I did. I did lose him. Look at that. But he'll be right back. And my wife wants me to paint her fairy wings with that color. Well, it might be a little late on those fairy wings, but we'll see. Maybe I can redo it. I'll have to maybe think about it. Okay. Alright, so we got the... It's going to be kind of tough to zoom in on this. We'll see how it works here. The second coat of black take away from the contrast? That's a great question. The second coat of black paint take away. I think it would. I've only ever done one coat of it. I know with the contrast paints, the more you use them, the more of a darker color you get. I know that for a fact. Let's see here. Okay, so that's done there. Let's see here. I lost Loquitur. That's too bad. Wonder if he's coming back. I'm sure he'll come back. He has to come back. He was teaching me and showing me so many awesome things. I loved him. All right, I'm going to go. Okay, so the cool thing is I've actually got two different leathers now. I've got this other hardened leather. So we're going to use that too. This is that speed paint, this Army speed painter here. I think, and the cool thing about these speed paints, if you haven't seen them yet, is they got shaker like rock things in them. And somebody's telling me that you can actually buy those for these pots too. They have like these like balls you can put inside the pots and you can shake them, which is pretty sweet. I don't have any of those, but it's still pretty cool. I'm gonna put some of this out here, and I'm gonna put this over another couple parts of his coat there. So he's gonna have like a couple different types of leathers. That's gonna be the plan here. We'll see how it goes. And hopefully I get Loquitur back. He was showing me some cool stuff. So right across here I'm going to paint a little bit different red. Because I've noticed that this one is a little bit more red. This leather. There we go. Sadly I got a little bit on the white. But that's okay. We know our cure for that. If we hit something we didn't want to paint that color, not a big deal. We can just go over it with our greasier gray here, just like that, and we'll just come back to it another time. Need more. Actually, what I need is more greasier gray. My greasier gray is starting to go away, running out. Yeah, that's the deal. Let's see what happens if I hit this button. I love it. I'm going to paint Bart's song with it. Let's see here. So you got your, I'm guessing the speed paints have come to your house, so you're ready for some Bard song, which you just got. I'm pretty excited for you, Kanji. You deserve it. You deserve it. Oh my gosh, you've been waiting for that game, and I'm excited to see what turns out. That's pretty awesome. I'm gonna clear that.
Hey,
Yay!
can you hear me?
I can! Loquitur is back. I knew you'd come back.
I joined on the Discord on my phone while my modem reboots.
Oh, that's That's too bad. We'll get you back in here. Get that modem up and running. I'm still just painting up Tarkleby. He needs some more color. He got lots of. He's a very. We got a lot of browns in here. It's a very cowboyish guy. Very cowboyish guy. I'm gonna put some brown wraps here. Give him some brown wraps around his arms here, his hands here. There we go. I'm using, I think, the smallest brush I have because I really want to make sure I get this right. There we go. We got D&D this weekend. Got to get this guy ready to go. It's going to be sweet. I appreciate everybody in the chat. It's awesome to have you. Good to have a Loquitur game here. And it's good to have my sub pump going off. I'm sure people are hearing it in the background. I apologize for that. We had a big, huge rainstorm here yesterday. We had tornado warnings. We had everything flying around. So we all were seeking shelter in the basement for a short time last night while the stuff was going off, and then my sub pump has been going off ever since. It's out of control. All right, that's good. Now I'm going to get some more of this to go right around here. See how that looks. This, like, I don't know about you, but I'm a huge fan of the snakebite leather and the hardened leather that they've put out with. Those are like two amazing colors.
Yeah, snakebite leather. I haven't tried hardened leather.
Absolutely amazing colors. Yeah, well, it kind of looks like it's got a screw man thing on there.
Okay. We'll see if this works.
I have faith in you. Oh, boom! He's back. He's back. He was teaching us so many awesome things, so it's good to have him back for sure. Super, super good. What's the plan for the base? That's a great question. We'll get to that when we get to there. I'm not exactly sure. I gotta remember what I did with. What did I do? What did I do with the Fairies base? I think I used. Oh, I can't remember what I used, but I'm sure I used something cool. Now this. Okay, I'm gonna go with. I'm actually gonna use this for his belt. I'm gonna use Negreth yellow here. I think it'll be a good belt color because I've got so many like leathers already in this thing. I think having a neat little yellow belt here, I think it'll kind of stand out a little bit more. So we're gonna paint that yellow belt here, and just gonna kind of go around. Now, interestingly enough, I'm not gonna put it over here, but I want to get underneath. The reason why is because he's got this like bandolier for some reason. Though we don't have guns in Dungeons & Dragons, and sadly I apologize, this camera is not my favorite camera today, this one that I'm using up here. But I couldn't get the other one working, and I was running a little late. So what is he going to do with these? We'll come back to that. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. He's got a bandolier.
Looks like OBS has put up a much cuter picture of me than before.
Nice. Yeah. Gotta love cute pictures. There we go. That's good. Okay, slow and steady here. I'm doing his hat last because I'm holding him from his hat as well as from the base. That's how I do it. I notice you still use kind of either the paint pots or you got like things to hold your guys on. I just don't do that. I think it's because I grew up doing it, not doing that.
Yeah, I don't always do it, especially because I needed to get some new putty to connect them
Sure.
to the pot, which I actually just got last weekend. And obviously something like that I was working on, the Phoenix was too huge
Oh yeah, for sure.
to put on something. I don't know if I was too heavy-handed or what, but there are parts of this speed paint that are still not dry yet.
Oh, that's pretty good. Now I wonder. I don't think I'm gonna like that. I think I'm gonna go with. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to go with for his pants. Let's look at the picture again. See if there's anything that can help me. I've got... Really looks like he's wearing these like red... like pants. Kind of. But, alright, maybe. Okay, here's his bandolier. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. Yeah. Well, maybe I can do something. Maybe I can do something. I can do maybe some red. Put some red on there. See how that goes.
I had started to say before my internet was misbehaving that Kanjay has actually organized an occasional Saturday painting thing that we do in Discord with a couple other folks.
That's pretty
It's been
awesome.
a while since we did one, but that was fun. It's always encouraging, or it helps you actually get paint on your miniatures when you have a group of people to paint with.
I 100% agree. Because they motivate you to get them painted. Sometimes I'll get a game like, oh, I'm going to paint this all up, and I don't get a chance to do it all. And all of a sudden I decide, no, I'm just going to put those to the side. I'm going to work on something else. I just never get back to it. So, those are those chaps? Yeah, I'm not sure. I have no idea, man. I have no idea what those are. He has it since he's adjusted the miniature a little bit. Because what I've got here is my guy. He's kind of got this dagger. I mean, it's not a dagger. Nope, that's a dagger. Where on the before where he used to have it, it was just a belt. Oh, maybe it was a dagger, a belt dagger thing here. Well, I think it could be that. But yeah, he's gotten rid of the thing doesn't come down as far. His shirt used to come down a lot farther. It doesn't come down as far now. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do about that. Put a little red here though. Somebody's asking if this guy's wearing chaps. Yeah, I don't know. Or Eric was. Eric was wondering if he has chaps. Don't know. So how long have you guys been doing a painting group?
I think, I don't know, Kanjay's been, maybe it's been, I don't know, time flies nowadays, maybe 5 months or so. I haven't done it in a while, but maybe we'll get back to it with speed paints and stuff.
Sure.
And actually now he's on with you Saturday mornings.
True. We have stole him. I'm going to go with, should I go with this? I'm wondering. Okay. I'm gonna make an executive decision here. We're going with Griffin Hound Orange. Okay. Oh boy. The good news about miniatures, if it's not exactly how you want it, you can always reprime it. Oh, I think that's gonna be perfect. I think we're good. I think this will be a good color. What do you think? Think that's good? I think that's good. I think we got a good color here.
When I lived in Southern California, I had a Saturday night gaming group, and we would get together at 6 o'clock for dinner, and then go back to a place to play games. And there were a couple of us in the group that were into painting miniatures.
Mm-hmm.
So we decided to start getting together in right around like 12 or 1 o'clock or so to paint. We'd paint for 4 or 5 hours or whatever, and then go have dinner. And not only does it help you get stuff painted, but it also it's the motivation, plus you can bounce ideas and learn stuff from each other. And one of our other friends was like, "Oh, it's your guys' sewing circle."
Oh, that's pretty funny. Yeah, totally. Totally, you're gonna get your quilt done.
Yep.
Yep, that makes total sense. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Alright, so that orange looks awesome. I'm pretty excited about the orange. I think the orange looks really good. Alright, we're going with that Griffin Hound orange. I'm excited that worked out. Alright. The only problem is it went a little bit too far down onto his boots, so we're going to come back and let that dry. Hopefully mine dries faster than yours, and we'll come back to it. I'm going to do some dust yellow on the back of this. And then we've got to paint the instrument. Oofta. All right, we'll see how we're going to do about that. Never painted an instrument before. Always good with challenges. Here we go. We're going to paint the backpack first. I'm not going to paint all of it. I want to do the pockets a little bit different. Come across it. Oh, that must be that. Oh, that's fine. Underneath this guy here. Oh my gosh, this is out of control. Okay. There
I'm
we
just going
go.
through and picking out a couple of different rocks on these guys now to paint
Nice.
different colors.
Yeah, that's kind of, I think, how I did mine, too. I kind of found a few rocks, kind of painted them a little bit different colors, and then I think went over it completely with some big dark wash or something. I don't remember. It's been a while since I painted that guy.
Yeah, the art, they definitely have quite a few of the rocks as different
Mm-hmm.
colors.
Then they got all that green that's coming from that jewel.
Yes, on the top and in the hand.
I don't even know what I did for that. Not much. I think he's mostly just this big giant gray guy. Besides, just hangs around the board for a while. I kill him, then he goes away. I hit the back of his guitar with some black, so I got to go over with the Gracie or gray. Now I did notice the speed paint says like, oh, you either have to paint it over like, what did they say, black? No, white or gray or something, right? And it gave two different kind of types of colors or something. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think that lets the highlight spots pop when the coating is brighter. It's just like when contrast paints came out. Well, and then you know they were trying to sell you something, so they were like, you gotta put it over whatever the colors were. They had gray and that tannish white color. It wasn't pure white, but
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. I don't have it with me either. No, I'm just doing some touch-ups over here. We're working on touching up his, well, what do you call it? This boot, because I hit it with the orange. That's the deal. That's repriming work on fairy wings. You have created a monster, I will tell you, Loquitur. You're killing me. My wife now wants me to buy that new paint and repaint her fairy wings for her miniature. That's awesome. We shall
was
see.
that the Hero Forge one?
Yeah, that Hero Forge one. We shall see if we repaint that miniature or not. But it would be really cool to see some really sparkly wings. That's for sure. I think that'd be really neat. So I might have to get my hands on that, give it a shot, and see what it's all about. And put that in my cart and buy it. That's my plan. That sounds really cool. I'm gonna paint up some fairy wings. All
You
right.
could order a second miniature from Hero Forge.
I could if they didn't cost an arm and a leg. Yes, and my wife is making sure that I know that it's her that's the friend. Yep, got it. All right, we're going to paint the back of this backpack. I'm going to give a couple of these a little bit darker color here. These packs. I think it'd be kind of cool. Stand out a little bit. There you go. Yeah, that'd be good. Okay. I think we're doing okay. I think things are going well. Now I got to go on the instrument. Okay. We'll do the instrument. I need to find a good brown for the instrument. Oh boy. If you were going to paint a guitar, what brown would you use? Let's see here. You could use Skeletal Horde. I could use Snakebite Leather. I could use Wildwood. I could use... That's about all I got. Oh, Gilliman Flesh. I guess that's not a... Or black. No, not black. Oh, it's going to be tough. Maybe I should make it a blue guitar. No, I'm totally kidding. Not going to make it a blue guitar. All right. What are we going to do? Let's see here. I think I lost Loquitur again. I can't. I'm terrible at names. So bad. So bad, Barrett. You are so bad. So bad. Ah, my wife is going to bed. Good night. Yes, Turkle will be done in the morning. Be done pretty soon, actually. I'm doing pretty good on this. A little bit of orange. I missed a spot down here on his leg. On his pants. There we go. I've lost him again.
Happened again.
I noticed. That's no good.
Do you have Gordrenta fur?
Gordon. No. Oh, you know what? Maybe. I don't think I do. Is that a contrast paint?
I think that's what it's called.
I think you're right, and it's about the only brown I don't have. Actually, I do not have that brown. But I do have. I'll see what else I've got. I've got fur brown from Army Painter. That might, or Monster Brown. Meh. See here. Skeletal Horde to make it look like that. That'll make it look like that. Boom! He's back. And then... And he's got this... and there's even strings on these instruments. I mean, come on. I'm not going to be able to paint the strings. Oh, I could paint the fretboard a different color than the... Oh, that's totally what I'm going to do. And then that... Okay. Oh, it's going to be so good. Okay. We're going to go with Skeletal Horde for the body of the instrument. Or should I put that on the... Let's see here. Yeah. Okay, we're going to go Skeletal Horde. Okay, yep, that's what we're going to do. Skeletal Horde on the body of the instrument. That's the deal. Ready? See how this goes here. Right on the body of the instrument here. Paint it all the way around. Sadly, it's kind of the same color as backpack, but that's okay. That's okay. There we go. Okay.
It's amazing how the internet will work, 23 hours during the day, and then the 1 or 2 hours I need it.
That's right. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. It could be something on my end. I have no idea. I'm sadly not a tech guru. I don't know the ins and outs of life of the way this works. But let's see here. I need this. I'm gonna go with the hardened leather because it has more of a reddish look, and I think that'll look pretty cool on the what do you call it? Neck of the instrument. Okay. See how this works. Go right down the neck of this instrument. Okay. Mental note. Those paints run super fast.
I am realizing now I probably should have dry brushed the other rocks before I started painting these individual rocks, but it'd be fine.
Nah, it'll be okay. You do such an awesome job on these things. It's just amazing. I just slap on this paint and I'm all done.
Thank you very much.
You do a really good job. So is my sub pump. That thing's out of control. Okay, we got down. Okay.
I finished painting Townsfolk Tussle, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 weeks ago, and that actually was one of the hardest things recently, because when you paint this way, the way that we're painting today, we put down the base coat and then probably like a wash on top of it, and sometimes that wash can hide little parts where you accidentally go a little bit too far into a crevice or next to the piece next to it or whatever. The wash can help hide some stuff.
Yes.
But I usually like to paint to the art of the game, and Townsfolk Tussle has a very blocky, cartoony art style.
Yes, it really
It
does.
was just solid colors, and you had to be really careful. There was no margin for error.
I can totally see that. T. Clark. T. Clark in the house. Good to see you, T. Clark. Yo, he says. Yo. Good to see you, man. Thank you for joining us. I am painting up Tarkleby. This is Tarkleby. Here's another picture. It's a better picture of Tarkleby. We're working on him. He is my friend's Dungeons and Dragons character. It's his half-elf bard. I'm in the process of working on that. And we have Loquita. I said it right?
Yeah, close enough. Loquitur, like
Loquitur.
So low, like the opposite of high, and then quitter, like someone who doesn't want to do it anymore. There you go. Loquitur.
Loquitur. He is painting up some Madara. It is awesome. We're painting with pals tonight. All right.
Sometimes just chatting when the internet is behaving.
Yep, just chatting with pals sometimes too. Who's winning the painting race? That is a good question. I would say that we are both neck and neck. If that even means anything, I don't know. But it's awesome. He has showed me some awesome things. You missed some fantastic things, T. Clark. First off, you missed the sparkly paint that I've never heard of before that I've just bought on Amazon. That is my wife wants me to put on her fairy for her D&D character. So, thanks. Now I've just bought more paint because you never can have enough. Apparently, I never gonna have enough paint, right? You always got to have more paint.
It's like board games.
That's right. We got to paint his boots. Oh, we're gonna go with this. I'm gonna go with this color right here. See how it goes. Boots. These boots were made for walking here, because that was awesome to say.
So what got you started with your channel, Baron?
What got me started with my channel? That's a great question. So, you may, first off, there's a guy close to me in Minnesota who's decided to put out a top 10, top 10 dungeon crawlers video. And I watched it, and I was like, oh yeah, those are some pretty good dungeon crawlers. And then there was a comment, and the comment was, hey, you should do myth. And he's like, yeah, I don't know. I have it. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it. And so I thought, okay, what? He's going to do myth. Now, mind you, T. Clark, well, you got fantastic sparkly paint that you've never heard of. What could they possibly go wrong? Exactly. What could possibly go wrong if I get sparkly paint I've never heard of? Oh, hilarious. And over the course of watching some of the videos, I found out he's from Minnesota, found out he's got a couple kids, found out that he actually works, and so then I reached out to him on an email, creepy guy-wise, and told him, hey, if you're interested in doing myth, I've got an entire painted collection you can use. His response, nope, that's okay, I'm okay, I don't even think I'm planning to do it. Oh. Okay, that's too bad. So then I decided, if he's got a channel, he's got 2 kids, and he's working, and he can do all these videos, why can't I do something like this? So then next thing I was online, YouTube, watching like how to do a channel, what you need to do, stuff like this, like how to kind of get yourself going. And then lo and behold, I was up and running, and I was doing myth because he didn't want to do it. And because of that, because he didn't do myth, I decided to. Of course, the person I'm talking about is Colin. Colin from the One Stop Co-op Shop. He said not to do myth. So if he would have done myth, I would have probably never had a channel because I'd have just been signed doing with what I was doing and watching his playthrough of myth. So that's how it started.
And I was going to ask you if you didn't say if it was Colin.
Yeah, it was Colin. And I kind of learned a lot of stuff from some of the other people out there that were doing channels at the time. This is back when some of the big ones were like Rob's Tabletop World. You had Doug Herring. You had Rolling Solo doing a lot of like cool playthroughs, and of course they're doing more of the like dungeon crawler type games, the ones I was kind of into. So it's kind of fun to watch them and do their stuff, and I kind of try to take some cues as to what they were doing to try to make my own little style. and I think it turned out okay. I've been doing it for a while now, and it's a lot of fun. More fun than I thought it would be, that's for sure. Now, do you do a lot of your stuff pretty much? It's recorded, but it's live recording, kind of, right? Don't you?
Yeah, I do live recording. I mean, I started out the channel doing streaming, but you know, the same kind of stuff would happen to me, like it's been happening tonight, and I thought I would leave parts of the game. So then I just started just using OBS recording, and I mean, it's honestly, I do that because of time. I mean, that's one of the things I really like about your stuff is the time you put into editing and things. I just don't have the time to do that.
Oh yes, that is actually one of the biggest things. Is it's interesting because there's two different ways of this going on. You've got the doing like the recordings I do sometimes are just the straight recordings, and then editing it all together. And where that comes in, most of your time is spent on the back end. Where when it comes to doing live stuff and stuff, all your stuff is on the front end, trying to make the cameras work, trying to get everything set up, trying to get the right shots, get everything like hooked up so it works out the way you want to. So it's almost like two different things. Like I try to relate that to trying to watch Colin do something on One Stop Co-op Shop and Steve doing his stuff on the One Stop Co-op Shop stream channel, equally like putting amazing amount of efforts into their work and getting completely different results, but probably putting the same amount of work just on different sides of the whole thing. That's how it works. YouTube version of Barrett picking up the food scraps that Colin left on the fire. Oh, you cracked me up. Yes. And then I actually ran into all those guys while I was at Gen Con, 3 years ago now? I can't remember how many years ago. And I just happened, we were all eating dinner together with, and that's when Colin said, like, why don't you just join our channel, man? I'm like, I guess I could throw some videos on if you wanted to. Remember, that was the time when he was out. He had stopped recording, and Mike was in charge of the channel at the time. And then I said, sure, I could do that. So I come back, and I'm like, hey, I'm going to do this. I actually started with Kingdom Death on their channel. That was when I jumped onto their channel, was doing Kingdom Death. And because of that, then, of course, right after I said, like, yeah, I'd do some videos for the channel. It sounds great. And they're like, good, because Mike's, like, really kind of, he's the only one doing them. It'd be kind of nice to have some more help on the channel, things like that. And as soon as I said yes and started getting videos, Colin got back into wanting to record and do videos. He came back with some games from Gen Con and just wanted to do it. It was pretty awesome. So it was pretty cool how it all kind of transpired like that. There we go. Thankfully, it all worked out when Colin didn't want to do Myth. This is true, because now we have Barrett and Colin. This is very true. And you know, I have to admit, not only do we do some fun stuff together, it's been neat to see like all these other people trying to, like all these other gaming channels coming up that are doing such amazing work. For example, your stuff is awesome. That Kingdom Death stuff you're doing is amazing. Your painting is out of control, and it really shows on the channel.
Yeah, I like to get, you know, painted stuff on the channel, which sometimes when new stuff comes out, it takes me a little while to get it painted. Yeah, but it's not like I'm in a super rush to get stuff up on the channel.
Right. I totally agree with you. It's nice to get painted stuff up on the channel. That's why it took me a little while to get Bard Song up and running. I wanted to get it painted on the channel. But even then, I started playing. I was super excited about it. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to get as much as I can painted. Because some of the problems is sometimes you got those games where it's like, oh, I'm going to draw a card and see what comes out. Oh, that guy's coming out. Well, I don't have him painted. Like in my Bloodborne game where it's like, oh, I don't know what's coming next. Oh, this guy pops out. Oh, that guy's not painted because I had no clue he was going to be here. At least in Kingdom Death, you know what you're fighting.
Sometimes. My last episode, so I took a break from Kingdom Death for, I don't know, 3 weeks or so. Well, I mean, tax season was in there too. So, I mean, I do have a law degree, but I don't really practice law too much anymore. Now I run a tax company.
Okay. Oh, that's got to be a big time of your, in the year.
Yeah, so that took most of the end of March and the beginning of April. So I was on a break from recording Kingdom Death, and I wanted to get my Kingsman painted. So I got it all painted, and I went to record. I think it was Monday of this week. So spoiler alert if someone hasn't watched the episode, I forgot. But I drew the settlement event that I drew. It's called Clinging Mists, and what that one basically says, you got to roll a d10, obviously like everything else in Kingdom Death. And if you get an 8, 9, or 10, and you don't have the guidepost, what it says is your returning survivors don't actually find their way back to the settlement. You have two choices. Either one, you can hunt again. You start another hunt immediately, like you're still in the same lantern year. You don't move on to the next year.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can restart an entire new settlement with these 4 survivors. Like they just get lost completely forever.
Oh, no. I think I know which one you did.
I started the hunt immediately, yeah. Which means that I didn't face the Kingsman because
Right.
It wasn't quite Lantern Year 9 yet, so I really didn't need to have him painted.
That's pretty funny.
Well, so then I was like, all right, fine, I'll just... Oh, but the other thing is that you don't get to heal, and because you're not departing, you don't get any of your survival, you don't get your armor points and stuff back, so it can be a bummer.
Oh, that's rough. Especially if you just
So I
got
was
back
like,
from
all
a
right,
tough
fine,
fight.
I'll just do a level 1 antelope. That'll
sure.
be okay. And then I drew the hunt event for the antelope, where the antelope got ambushed by a white lion, so you actually then have to fight a 1 level higher white lion.
Oh.
Like, okay, so this is the 3rd enemy I thought I was going to face on this video.
Oh, that's pretty awesome. That's quite an adventure right there. That's an adventure for a lifetime. All right. I think we're doing okay on Tarkleby here. Tarkleby got his cloak. He's got... The only thing I'm not a fan of is this down here, but I think we'll be okay with it. We just got to do his hat. His hat's going to be just a dusty brown. I think we're going to go... Okay, I got a plan with this one. Yep, got a plan. Here we go. I'm going to paint it with this color. This brown. Just like this. Totally fine. Then we're going to actually dry brush with, I think, a darker brown. I think it'll look cooler that way. Even though sometimes it's better to go dark to light. And this might actually work out just to be this color. Now it does have a little ring in here. I'm going to have to deal with that ring in a second here. But the ring's going to be a darker color than this, so it's okay if I paint it with a lighter color. Especially even with contrast paints, it's easier. Sub pump is ridiculous. Let's see here. There you go. And it's supposed to storm again tonight, which is going to be awesome. So that'll be sweetness.
One of the funnest challenges for trying to do it the way that I have been recording is, and I think you ran into this when you were doing Bloodborne the other day, is these games are massive now. And so how do I get all this on camera?
Yes, that's true. They are pretty massive. And I actually am planning to do a video to show how I record. The live stuff is always the more challenging way to do it. And that's definitely true. Now I don't know how some of you guys do it.
Okay, here we go. Since we're doing some tips and tricks and stuff. Dry brushing by makeup brushes.
Makeup brushes. I never thought about that. Oh my gosh. That's a great brush.
And I got like a huge set of makeup brushes for super cheap on Amazon. Let me see if I've got them in my box over here. I don't have the whole set, but I mean, you can get a set like on Amazon that will come in a full spectrum from
Oh yeah.
something this big down to even smaller. And their bristles are perfect for dry brushing.
And I bet they cost way less than the Games Workshop dry brush.
Yeah, and like huge ones like this, if you're doing like terrain or like a really big project, I hardly ever use this huge one, but ones that are around this size are perfect.
Those look actually really good. I might have to pick some of those up for sure again. See, look at these tricks and tips, everybody. I wish I could give tips and tricks. I don't have any tips and tricks. I got a hat I'm gonna put a little darker brown on here. There we go.
All right, let's try some dry brushing. Try not to ruin the entire.
That's the hardest part. Let's see if I ruin my miniature, right? When you dry brush. There we go. I think his hat looks awesome. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. I'm gonna actually do some down on this pants too here. I'm really not liking that. I'll have to ask my friend what he thinks of that, and I might fix that for him. I think we're okay for now. The whole rest of this miniature is amazing except for his cloak here in the middle. I wonder if I just painted that all that one brown right through there. Oh well, we'll go with it. I think we're okay with it. Okay. Tarkleby's almost done. I got to get his dark mustache on. That's what we got to do. I'm going to use Wildwood to do it. It's the darkest dark brown I've got. It's also what I call my boot color. Paint all my boots that color. We're going to see if we can get his mustache looking the rest of his face here.
Wildwood is definitely one that I find you need to put on a little thinner than some of the other ones.
Very true. Because you don't really get the contrast of it, like the deepness of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So this is one I have not tried yet that I recently heard. If you have this contrast medium stuff,
Yeah.
If you find a color is too dark or goes on too thick, maybe kind of like Wildwood, if you mix some of this contrast medium into it, it should lighten it up a little bit.
Okay. We'll have to give that a shot. Definitely works for Wildwood then. T. Clark, what you got for me? Barrett, how about dry brushing a little bit of light yellow or light gray on your mini's clothes to make it look like a dust or sand on them? That's a good idea. I'm going to get some gray. Gray for the black part, for sure. Gray always looks good on the black part. Well, I'm actually mixing a little brown with it. T. Clark's got good plan there. Good plan, T. Clark. Go with it. Go with it here. See what we can do here. Oh, it looks fantastic. There we go. I'm going to dry brush a little bit on here. It's a little bit too thick. Wipe it off a little bit. There we go. Get some more of that off there.
What do you have coming up?
What do I got coming up? That's a great question. Let's see here. Contra's coming out. Probably coming out tomorrow. I've got that one. Borrowed it from Colin. Super excited. Then I would like to get... I just got the new Sword and Sorcery, so I'm going to probably at least look at that, see what that's all about. Then I'm actually going, for the first time in 16 years, I'm going on a business trip. So I actually have to leave, which is the first time I've ever done that in a while. So I'm going to have to put some of it on hold for a while. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do when I get back. I know I've got, there's some games coming, like Stars of Icarius. I don't know if you've heard of that one. That was...
Oh, yeah, that's like, I heard that too.
Oh, yeah, that one's going to be awesome. That's coming pretty soon. So I've got that coming soon. Burn Cycle. Colin has a copy of Burn Cycle he's going to let me borrow when he gets it. We'll play that. And then I really want to get back to some of these campaign games. I have Bard Song. I've only done one video on Bard Song. I want to do a whole, at least the first chapter, because that game is fun. I really like that game. T. Clark, awesome. Thank you very much for the suggestion. That looks so much better with it all. Kind of got this dusty feel to it and stuff. That was good work. Thank you. So I want to get back to some of these campaign games that I've got because I can't, like, for example, Contra's kind of like a one shot, super cool game, a nice little MDS game. It actually is really fun, and it's kind of cool because I got to bring back my world of Contra all of a sudden. So I got to play Contra. It's really cool. But that's kind of what I got coming. So we'll see how that goes. But of course, you never know. All of a sudden, something could arrive on my doorstep and be like, "Oh wow, that'll be awesome." All right.
I'm really looking forward to Stars of Icarios because it's a campaign game, but it's it's like in space. It's not just like a fantasy dungeon crawl.
Very true. 100% agree.
Getting a different kind of setting or theme, I think, is going to be interesting.
I agree. I think it'll be a lot of fun. And I just recorded a podcast with Mike and Colin on the new Sleeping Gods. We kind of did a 5 of the old Sleeping Gods thing. So that's another one. And okay. So I'm going to do my Strickland Battle Mirror here again. I like this stuff. Now, if I remember it, my wife actually... Okay, now I remember what my wife's one was. My wife actually paid for a base from Hero Forge. That's why I couldn't remember how I did that one. But this one, we're going to go in with a little bit of this Strickland Mud. I love this Strickland Mud. I think it's my favorite basing stuff. Because I don't have to worry about, like, gluing sand to a base or painting the sand on the base. It's just like, it works so good. I don't know about you, but that's how I like to do my bases.
Yes, I remember one time when you were doing this, we were chatting in the chat. That was redundant, but I was in the chat. We were talking about basing stuff, and I use this sometimes. I've had this forever. It's from Vallejo.
Oh, that's right. You were telling me about that.
So I put this stuff on, and then I prime it. So actually, my hand character right here has the sandy paste on the base. So you get kind of like a little... It does the same thing that GW stuff that you use does, I think, where it has like sand mixed in with the paint or whatever.
Yes. But I think it looks like it has a better quality to it. Because I do know if I don't put this on thick enough, that it really just looks like you painted the base brown.
What else do I have? I also have some slate rock that I use sometimes, or then I have, like on the Dung Beetle Knight here, this is just cork. Like cork board stuff.
Oh yeah, cork is good.
It's painted like rocks.
You got to show people that Dung Beetle again, because that is amazing. This is the paint that I was talking about for those that are joining a little bit later. He has sparkly paint that I'm now going to buy. It's amazing.
It's hard to, if my hands are kind of blocking the lights, trying to get this camera in focus.
Look at that. And as he twists the miniature, it like turns different colors. Unbelievable. I need some of that. I'm going to get that. Get that paint. It's going to be awesome.
All right. Gotta do green glow for the head and the hand now.
Yep. That's what you got to do. Green glow. When I was young, I used to call mint chocolate chip ice cream Green Go because it was green and it, just like the streetlights. I was also very young.
You going back to Gen Con?
I would like to. The sparkly paint is pretty cool. T. Clark says, "Yeah, it is, isn't it?" I'd like to. I'm not going this time, but the next time I am. Again, A lot of it just stemmed from the fact that we weren't really sure what the whole deal was going to be about. Like, how much, like, is it where we, I mean, we didn't know where the world was going to be at the time. Like, okay, what's going on? But I think by next year, it'll be super cool and good to go. And actually, I think this year will be fine, too. I think I kind of missed the boat on that one. What about yourself?
I don't know if I'm going to go or not. I haven't decided yet. My sister lives in Indianapolis, so I can always just kind of go lay at last minute and stay at her house.
Sure. That kind of works out really
It
nice.
would probably end up being an entire family trip so that my wife and my kids would come too.
Nice. Now you have 2 kids or 1 kid?
2 kids, yeah.
2 kids, nice. Yes, I do as well. And they are a fun bundle of joy all the time. I've got a 12-year-old and a 9-year-old. Super fun. We were playing. If you ever played, was it our new game that we play as a family is Quacks of Quacklopolis or something. I can never say it right. Quecklenburg or something. It's a bag building game where we're pulling tokens out and trying to make potions. It's actually really cool. The kids love it. Kids have a good time with it. It's pretty fun. I actually want to play it with my gaming group at one point. I think they'd really enjoy it. I think it's a good game to expand all different types of people. I think and ages. I think it's really good. Really good.
I have not played that game, but I know of it.
Yes.
I actually did just recently in the mail get Wonderland's War, which is also kind of a bag building thing.
Okay.
Which is by Druid City, I think. It's the same people that did. Is it Tidal Blades? Are they doing Tidal Blades, maybe?
I would have to look into it. Yeah. Looking for some Quacks of Quedlinburg. Thank you, T. Clark. See, you got it. Everybody comes in and helps because I can never remember names or say them right. Let's see. I think I've called you 4 different things just today. Easily. All right. We are so close to being done with this guy here. I am going to add a little bit of this. This is this is, what do you call it? Flowers. I'm adding flowers. We're doing flowers here. That's the deal. That's what I'm doing. Thanks for having another painting stream, Barrett. Time for bed. Thank you, Steve, for joining. We are getting close to the end here as well. My guy is almost done here. Looks like we're getting close over there too. He's been putting on some green and dry brushing it on there real good. Love it. Why won't this stuff go on? Come on.
I'm starting with a darker green in a wide area, dry brushing. And then I'll go to like a progressively up through lighter colors. Dry
Sure.
brushing in smaller and smaller areas, so hopefully it looks like there's a glow in the middle. We'll see how it comes out.
I think it'll come out pretty good, I bet, once you're all done. On the other hand, I'm adding flowers. Flowers to Tarkleby. He needs some flowers. He's a bard. He likes flowers. There we go. Flowers on Tarkleby. Loquitur is maybe dry brushing some moss on his mini. Could be moss. That's definitely true. I have moss. I could put moss on this, and it's not Randy. It's just the stuff that I got. So that's a football joke. That was a bad football joke is what that was.
Minnesota football joke at that.
It was a terrible football joke. I think one of the greatest things I actually added to a video of mine that I did is I every once in a while throw in, like, very, very, very infrequently, I'll throw in like little, like, pop culture, like, little clips. A lot of times I just say the clips nowadays. But I actually found one. So I don't know if people know the story of Randy Moss, but at one point he got, basically he just pulled some kind of misdemeanor. And so he had to pay like a $10,000 fine or something like that. I don't remember how much. It's pretty big. He had a lot of money, right? So he had to pay a lot of money. So, of course, somebody caught him on a like webcam, like this like iPhone cam before they were iPhones. And they ran up to him like, Randy, yeah, what? Did you like it basically had questions about like the thing, and basically the main quote that came out of it is like, "How'd you pay for that, man?" "Straight cash, homie," he said. So it kind of became his line. And so at one point in one of the videos, I actually was able to use that line, and it worked out perfectly. Where I said like something about how, okay, well, you know what, we'll have to pay with that, how we'll have to pay that with that or something, and then I clipped to that clip, and it was so much fun because it just something from Minnesota that we know so well. It's pretty funny. So that was a long story that really kind of drug out.
I think I actually watched that recently. Do you remember what game that was?
Oh, it was was it the depressing game? It was This War of Mine is the one I used it in. He's a bard. He likes flowers. That's how it works. Is liking flowers part of the job requirement for a bard? You know, that's a great question. I shouldn't really stereotype bards as thinking they should all have flowers on their bases. But it's what I had right available with me. I guess I could put snow on the base. I do have some snow I could have put on there, but we're going to go with that. I think Tarkleby's done. I think Tarkleby's pretty happy with what he looks like. I think there's much more I could do. There's probably some touch-ups here and there I probably could have done. But I think from where he stands, I think he's in a good place. Oh, I got to do the rim of his hat. Got to do the rim of his hat. Must have a bachelor's degree. 2 years experience. Must like flowers. That is the requirements for bards. That's it. Oh, that was pretty funny. Oh, that's good. Oh, what am I going to do? Oh, black. Use black. Or should I do red? No, okay. The color on this thing kind of looks like a grayish color, so I'm going to do with black. This is where I'm going to screw the hat up. You ready? Did good job on the hat. I'm going to screw it all up. Well, first off, can't hold the base because it's all wet. So now we are going to pull. We're going to pull your little trick here. I'm going to put him onto the. So I can hold him, so I can paint him. Here we go. No, I'm going to screw that hat up. I'm not even going to try. I know my limitations. It's going to be Bad News City. I'm going to screw that one all up. So here we are. We got Tarkleby. Tarkleby is good to go. Sadly, I'm not too happy about the camera that I have to use right here. It's my fault that I have a bad camera. The one I was going to use just wasn't working with me tonight. Oh, what's in the back of his hand? Oh, no, that's okay. I'm going to touch up that. We got to do some little touch-ups here.
So touch-ups, that's one of the things I think people who start in painting think too much that they have to be like perfect the first time.
Yes.
But you don't.
No. You don't.
I'm always going back on it.
You're always your own critic. You're always your worst critic. You're always going to look at something and go, oh, I could have done that a little bit better. Oh, I could have done that a little bit better. And sometimes you just got to be done. That's the deal. At least that's mine.
Yeah, and I think nowadays too, with like more and more stuff that goes up on the internet, people like look at professional painters who put stuff up on the internet and look at what they do, and it's like, oh, mine doesn't look anything like that. Well, it doesn't have to. You know?
Yeah, that, I 100% agree. There's tons of. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, that's actually one of the things I'm excited to keep doing this is because I'm not a professional painter. I just, like I say, slop paint on and drop it on the table. That's the deal, and it works and it looks good enough for me, and it makes me happy. And I don't need to get a golden brush or anything like that. Now, you put way more time and effort into your miniatures than I do. I do not put that. If I'm lucky, I'll dry brush one color onto it, let alone 5. 5 greens, that's that. But I bet your miniature is going to look absolutely phenomenal like all the other ones I've seen you do. And that's the difference. That's the difference. But, well, I will say it is getting close to the end for me. I must get off to the bed pretty soon, but it is awesome to have you on. Thank you so much for joining me. Your miniatures are so close to done. I got to see us to the end. How much more you got? You don't got much left. You're pretty done.
Oh, I can show these off and we can call it, but you can just see the difference of an extra color. Let me try to get these two up here because I might want to put like a yellow or something on there. Come on, camera. Focus.
Camera, be my friend. Be my friend, camera. Yeah, that looks
Cameras
so
have
much
not been
better
our
than
friends
mine.
Today.
Yeah, no
I don't
kidding.
know if them right next to each other you can see. I
Yeah.
think it was better when they were down here.
I just think they're awesome all together.
It's interesting that this lighting works really good when I'm recording games and stuff, but it obviously does not show off painting.
I actually have a huge overhead, what is it called? A light that's supposed to be like the sun or something. Not the sun, like it's supposed to like, what do you call it? Be similar to sunlight or something. So that's why a lot of the times mine if you look at my face in the camera shot, it's like all bleached out and everything because it's all so bright right here, and it's all just shining straight up from down on top of me. That's why these guys all look like this. Maybe we can bring them up close. I don't think this camera does very good close. If I remember right, this one's not very good at close either. Doesn't like it. It's a face cam. It only likes faces. But yeah, that's the deal. So those that are watching and checking this out, you've got to go check out Loquitur's Gaming. I'm going to put a link to it in the description below. He does fantastic playthroughs with painted minis. That's the key. That's the awesome. That's the new in style. You know, that's the new in thing. The new in thing is painted minis on the table when you play these. That's the deal. Right? Right? It
is. Paint away the gray or get rid of the gray.
That's right. Paint the gray away. What did you say? I have a. So we were talking and he's like, I have to go get my, was it something of opportunity? What'd you say that I had to have?
I needed to pick something out of my pile of opportunity to paint.
Pile of opportunity. That is like the greatest name I have ever heard for unpainted miniatures. A pile of opportunity. And it really is a pile of opportunity all over the place that I have. The masses demand more painting with pals, and by masses I mean me. T. Clark, this is one of the first, this is one of, not the first, this is the first of many. I'm hoping to have other people as well on for painting with pals. That is my plan. I had a nice little guinea pig tonight. It was fantastic to have you on. We'll have to do this again sometime for sure. This will be amazing to do again. But for now, I think...
The other day when Barrett asked me if I wanted to be on, he said, hey, do you want to be my first victim? I mean, my first guest on the channel?
I did say that, didn't I? It was true. It was true. I was like, I've never had a person on. We'll see how this goes. I've done stuff on my own. Oh, it's way too good. But it's awesome to have you. Awesome to get through some of the, see your techniques and everything. I'm definitely going to buy that glowing paint. That's for sure. That was awesome. I like your makeup brushes. I'm going to go buy a set of those. They're definitely a lot cheaper than my GW dry brush. And it looks like it really seems like it can spread the color out. Like you have a little more control, it looks like, when you're doing it.
Yeah, I think you'll find that when you get these, it looks like GW just sells makeup brushes.
They probably do.
Some brushes.
Oh, they probably do, that's for sure. Yeah, they just put their name on it.
This has been fun.
It's an honor to have you here. You're a fantastic painter, fantastic gamer. I'm looking forward to watching more of your stuff. So get some more stuff out there. Maybe get to the hand this time instead of losing your way.
I will. Thanks again.
Yes. Anyway, thank you all so much for coming. This has been fantastic. Loquitur Gaming. Please check it out. Jason, Minnesota Frost, is in the chat. Good to see you. I hope you survived the storm last night. For those of you that don't know, Jason is also from Minnesota. He's fantastic. Yes, we got hit by some hard winds yesterday, but we made it through. Any storm? No, the only thing that happened to me is sadly my basement got a little bit of water into it, but we were able to rectify that situation. I had a leaky window, but lucky for me, it drained right into my sub pump, so we were pretty good there. But it was it was something else. I'll get to hang out in the basement yesterday because of potential storm warning and all that fun stuff, but. Oh, yes, we survived. Jason, I hope you had no storm damage. I hope everything went well for you. So, but this is the end. It is good to see everybody. Welcome, Jason, just in time to be late. Yes, I'm so sorry. We were just finishing. I will show you what we did, though. We were able to finish off Tarkleby. Tarkleby is my friend's miniature that he is going to use for Dungeons & Dragons. He is a bard, so we were able to do this. It was awesome. Get yourself a Dairy Queen treat. Jason, you're amazing. Thank you so much. You did not have to do that, but I appreciate it. It's always a pleasure to have you here. I wish we were painting for longer. No issues. Good to hear. No issues. No issues. Good to hear. So thank you so much. I'm going to show you another picture here if I can get it to work here. This is Tarkleby. He's fantastic. Really cool guy. And then this is what he's supposed to look like. My friend has picked him up off of Hero Forge, and so we had to paint him to look like this. It was pretty good. Pretty awesome. But it's good stuff. Bard sing at local store. Yes. I should get to sing at a local store. I was in a band for a while. I should get my band back together again. But we're old now. We're old. We're old now. We're an old bunch of old people. So, but all right, I am going to call it. We are going to have a wonderful time. Loquitur Gaming is here. Bard Song, $2.99 at oh, really? You found $2.99 at a local store? Wow. I've had a good time playing it. Did you get a chance to play that one, Loquitur?
I did not.
Okay.
No.
That's too bad. That's too bad. It's been fun. I've noticed it being somewhat polarizing in the gaming world, because I put a playthrough up, and it was, some people really thought it was cool. Some people had a hard time with it. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun, but I've only played a little bit on it. On the fence, lots of money. Just bought Destinies yesterday. Destinies is awesome. I have that. Where is it? I have it out in the other room because we were playing it. That game is awesome. I am a huge fan of Destinies. I don't know if you played that one either, Loquitur?
I have. Is that the one that's got a lot of app stuff in it?
Yes, it's by Lucky Duck Games. It's the one that you, yes, and you click on different things and have to like scan the cards to see, try to like complete your destiny or something, and it's really cool. We have the expansion of that, and we're going to start playing that. I play it with my wife and my friend's wife, because my other friend is a bartender, so a lot of times he can't make it on the weekends. So he and I then, my wife and my friend's wife get together and we play it, because we can only play 3 players. There is a 4 players, but it's better to play it like solo or 3 or 2 if you can. But it's a lot of fun. I really like how dark it is, and I like how it. As you're playing it, things happen and you kind of go, oh my gosh, that's really cool that happened. It's kind of neat how things like come out. I think it's kind of the way to say it. I think it's pretty cool that way. But I'd recommend it. I like it a lot. But again, not everybody did. There's some that don't like it. So, but that's pretty much the way games are, right? Not everybody likes everything.
I'd be interested to hear later if you find. I think some of the criticism for Bard Song, at least that I've heard, is that it gets repetitive.
Yes.
So it'd be interesting to see.
I've heard that as well, and I can see where they're coming from. I mean, you can do some house rules to prevent some of the, what do you call it, monotony by just skipping certain parts of it. But I've enjoyed it so far. But again, I haven't played a ton of it, so I would have to get back to you and figure out. But yeah, that'd be something to talk about in the future after I get a lot of it done and see what we really think. Let's see here. We are going. Yeah, we're gonna bring it out. Bring our camper this weekend and check it out. That would be a nice for the kids. Want to try to play more D&D like games, and she's like 10. Oh, that's awesome. That'd be awesome. She's 10 years old. That's awesome. That's awesome. I've got a 12-year-old who actually wants me to do Dungeons and Dragons with him. So this summer, I'm actually gonna probably throw a little campaign together for my kids and see how it goes. We'll see. Can't do as many super secret things if I just throw some goblins at them and see what happens. But it'll be good. Brian, hello. Of course, as I'm saying, we're signing off. More and more people are joining us. Loquitur. Ryan is here. It's good to see you, Ryan. I'm sorry you're joining us right at the end. We are saying goodbye. Loquitur Gaming is with us. He is painting up some Midara miniatures, one of the greatest games of all time. I am working on a miniature from Hero Forge for my friend, who is going to be, this is his bard. This is his bard. It is all done. His bard is all done. But Loquitur, it is awesome to have you here. It was great to have you. We're going to have you back again. I promise you. It'll be good stuff. And if anybody's interested, I'm going to put a link to his channel in the description of this video. So please go check it out if you want to see some awesome painted miniatures. And on top of that, it's Kingdom Death, which is one of the greatest games to watch being played of all time. At least that's my opinion. Of course, always.
It is. Well, thanks again for having me, Barrett.
You're welcome. Thank you so much. And thank you, everybody in the chat. Awesome to see you. And of course, if you're interested in watching more painting, more videos, more anything, you can always meet me at the table. All right. Thank you so much. Take care, everybody. It was good to see you. And